Hello, good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of Realities A Moment with Susie. I hope everybody's had a lovely week and is going to have a lovely weekend. With me tonight, I have two lovely guests, Wale Capo.
Hi.
Wale, thank you so much for joining me, and my man, Kenny. Hi, Kenny, are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Now, we've got two things tonight. We've got our discussion, where we're going to be talking about, we're going to be comparing 70s, 80s, 90s to the 21st century. And we've also got the competition for the Marvin Records tickets. So what I think we can hold on, do the tickets and do that kind of towards the end. And if we just go straight into the conversation, because I'm sure we are going to have so much to say and you'll be surprised at how quickly time flies by. Now, guys, like me, we grew up in what? The 70s, 80s, 90s. And we, it was a great time for us. I don't know whether, like me, you guys have great memories as well. I still have great memories. I've enjoyed the 21st century so far. It's unbelievable that we've actually been in the 21st century for 14 years. But we have. And also, if we look back, if you remember, going into the 21st century, that was a massive thing for the whole world. That was a time when the whole world could have shut down computer-wise.
Y2K.
Exactly. That was quite major, isn't it? Now, please, who shall I start with? Okay, I'll start with you. Well, since you're right near me, I'll take it easy. When you look back at the 20th century, how do you compare it with the 21st century?
Well, personally, there have been so many different changes that have happened. I think looking back, one of the major ones was the mobile phone. It used to be tied to a telephone back in the day. If you weren't in when the call came, then and that was it. You just couldn't get hold of us. So many developments have taken place. You've got mobile phones. You've got GPS. You don't need your A to Z anymore. You can pause live TV, which you couldn't do before.
Yeah.
Everybody's hooked into the internet, social media, all that sort of thing. So there's been a number of massive changes, which, to people like myself, some of them are quite scary.
Yeah.
Where's this all going to lead to? There are worries with the younger children and things, and the impacts that they're having. But I think it's been positive. I think we just need to just be careful with the way we use some of this technology.
Yeah, Kenny, you're so right there. Thank you for that one.
Especially with the kids of nowadays, they've grown up very quickly. They pick up things very quickly as well. When we were growing up, we practically took permission before we did anything.
We were behind our parents.
We were always behind our parents. We were seen, not heard. I remember when I was growing up, when my dad came home, we probably were in the sitting room watching telly or something. As soon as you heard the horn outside, everybody ran, took cover,
Yeah.
And then he comes in and he sits in the sitting room and you're kind of like looking, you're praying that he goes upstairs quickly so you can continue watching your program.
Ours wasn't even the horn. My dad had a way of revving the engine when he parked. And vroom,
no, he would press the horn 3 times to know that he's around,
Somebody has to run out and open the door.
Do you know what? Those were the best houses to live in. You know why those were the best houses to live in? Because you could be doing anything you wanted to in a relaxed mode.
Yeah.
Nobody was peeping at the window to see. It is. And do you know what? And I think in spite of the fact that a lot of us grew up in Nigeria, and a lot of people look back and they turn around and say, well, living in Nigeria was a bit different from the UK. But even the UK was not as fast as it is now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even living in the Western world. What do you guys think the biggest change is from the 20th century to the 21st century?
I think the biggest change, especially with the social media and the instant access for the young kids.
To anything, really.
To their friends. It's the thing about peer pressure. Because when we were younger, you had peer pressure, but you only had it when you were in school.
It didn't follow you home.
It didn't follow you home. You were safe at home. So anything could happen when you were outside. Somebody can make fun of you. You could fall out with somebody, you got home, you were safe.
So you had respite as soon as you got home. There was
But
respite.
nowadays, that peer pressure is 24/7. You know, the kids are attached to their phones 24/7. You know, in our day, we were attached to the TV. You watch TV. But now they're on the
Yeah.
phone, they're sending messages,
Jeez.
they're arguing, they're fighting, they're sending videos to each other. There's no respite, which means a parent only has a limited amount of influence on what they're doing.
But you know what? I'm quite happy you said that, Wally, because one of the things for me is that I think, as a parent myself, I think a lot of parents don't realise how little control they actually have. I think, as parents, we want to put 100% faith in our kids. But I look back at myself as a child and I think of the things that I got up to that even till today my parents are not even aware, or, you know, wouldn't even want to dream that I done that. But hey, I'm big enough to admit it now. I did sometimes. I did, you know. I can remember my I remember somebody reporting me to my mother turning around and saying to this, no, I know Susie. You know what? That child is not perfect, but I know she would never do that. You didn't do that, did you? No, I didn't do it. No. But hell, I did do it. So, you know, thinking about things like that, Kenny, what do you think of this movement from the 20th century to the 21st?
Well, I think looking at both sides of the coin, as a parent and looking at it from the youngster's point of view, I think from the parents' view, we have contributed in a bit of a way, in the way our kids are growing up.
In a bit of a negative way.
In a bit of a negative. Well, we love
don't
them.
want to.
Yeah, we don't want to, but like you said, peer pressure, you know. Our kids nowadays, I remember when I was growing up, we only had one telly in the house, and it was in the sitting room. And you didn't just get up and pick up the remote and change the channel.
Does it happen in your house as well?
You know, but now our kids have their own rooms, they have their own television sets, they have a stereo they have everything that we shared when we were growing up. They have it individually.
It's a personal thing.
In their rooms. And who bought it for them? Us. We are giving our kids what we didn't have when we were growing up.
Do you know what? You hit the nail on the head there. And I just want to say to viewers watching, it's an interactive show. Please don't forget, the number is going to be scrolled on the screen. So if you want to ring in and join in this conversation, please feel welcome to. Do you know what, Kenny? Thank you so much for that. Because I've always thought that for a long time, that a lot of the time we give our kids the best of the best because it was what we never had. But one of the things...
we had, well, growing up then, we wanted to believe that we had the best, you know?
You're right, yes.
You know, you were in school, you wanted to compare yourselves with your mates.
Well, we had the shoes, we had the
shoes,
school bag,
you had
the hairstyle,
the fashion, the everything, you had the best, you know. But it was, it wasn't like we were holding down our parents that I've got to have it, you know. There were ways in which you got your parents to get it for you. It wasn't mandatory that they got it for you.
And I don't know about you, Wally, but I think we've gone into a world whereby we, as parents, we give in to peer pressure as well. And sometimes we invite it because without even thinking about it, we want our kids to have the best of the best. So next door neighbour's got an iPad. I need to get mine. I've seen parents get a contract and get a phone and get an iPad with the phone and hand the iPad to the child.
I mean, that's it. We're enabling the kids to do this. Being a parent is a job. But there are a lot of people who...
It's a job on its own.
It's a job on its own. And they seem to think their kids are their friends rather than being children. Children... If you see a 10-year-old speak, you know, they can sound very much like they know what they're talking about, but they're still children.
They're still
you have
kids.
to understand that they're children.
Yeah.
And you have to be a parent, and it's a job, and you have to plan for what you're going to do. And you have to have strategies,
and you have to be able to meet the challenges that come with it.
Yeah, you should always be 1 or 2 steps ahead of them.
Do you know one thing that I've heard a lot of people say, and I want to see what you guys' view on this is, because like we're all from Nigeria. And we've all grown up you know, I moved to Nigeria when I was a teenager, but, you know, I grew up that same way and lived there for years. And a lot of people turn around and say, oh, send my child back to Nigeria because, you know, life is not like it is here in the UK. But then the few times I've gone to Nigeria, I've seen kids with mobile phones, with tablets. Is it any different?
I've recently come back from Nigeria, Lagos. I was there
Sorry,
for quite
when
a
was
few.
that? When was that?
I came back in July.
So you didn't? Did you get any screening?
Oh no! I came back before the Ebola.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God for that.
I was just checking. I was getting a bit uncomfortable. I was getting a bit uncomfortable there.
I came back. Nice one. No, I came back before the Ebola.
Okay.
What you just said, with parents wanting to send their kids back to Nigeria if they were misbehaving, it still works. You know, if you're going to send your parents back to your grandmother or you know, go back to the village somewhere. But if you make the mistake of sending them to the city, like you're sending your kid to Lagos, or you want them to
go a private school,
you want them to go to a private, so you want them to live in Lekki, or you want them to live in Victoria Island, or you want them to live in Ikoyi, then you're not going to achieve anything, because they're going to meet the same set of people in the Nigerian setting, and it's just going to get worse, because in Nigeria...
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Because I call them money misroad kind of people. They've got the money, they flaunt it. They buy things that you wouldn't even think of, and they wouldn't even use it.
Because they have the money.
Because they have the money.
They have to spend it and make the money be seen.
Yeah, and then they rub it in your face as well. You know, while I was there, there were these two young kids shopping in ShopRite, and the trolley was full of rubbish, to be quite honest.
And our kids don't do that here when you think about it.
Yeah, and I was standing behind them at the cash till where they were paying, and this guy, this small boy, I don't think he was more than 14 or 15, brought out this big wad of money and was counting. You know, he just took a wad and gave it to the shop attendant.
Can I just say, I'm sure he counted that money faster than you.
No, he counted. He just went, pulled out a wad of notes, gave it to the cash till person and said, take what you want and give me back the change. And he wasn't more than, I looked at him, he wasn't more than 15 years of age. Where did he get the money from?
From a parent that had too much to give.
Yeah.
I think, for me, and I know it comes down to the internet, but I think there's one thing that parents need to be aware of, with the fact that they're giving their kids these tablets, they're giving them their mobile phones, because I wonder how many parents, when your child walks through the door, do you say, hand your phone over to me? A lot of parents give the excuse that, oh, now my child has started secondary school, they need a mobile phone so that I can contact them. But then when they're in the house, do you take that mobile phone off them?
But even when you try to contact them,
they don't
pick it up. They don't pick it up. I always have arguments with my two every time I call them. They never pick it up. And then when I do get to see them, I say, why do you have mobile phones? It's for us to get hold of you when we want to, just to find out that you're safe. Oh, I didn't hear it ring. Oh, it was at the bottom of my bag. So why do you want to...
What phones have your kids got? I'm just being nosy here. Kenny smiles. Kenny smiles. He looked away and he smiled.
They've got phones.
No, I heard iPhone there.
She's got an iPhone 4S, right? But she's always asking for the latest iPhone. But she's only 11. And the reason she's got the phone is after school, they're allowed to wander around in the class.
Yeah.
So that's the only way I can get hold of her.
Wouldn't a 3310 do that? A Nokia 3310? I'm just asking, sorry.
Was a remnant from Nokia.
I guess that is another thing that a lot of us
got
do.
iPhones, and the reason
I told you I heard I.
But the reason they've got iPhones is because I recently upgraded, and I didn't want to just put the iPhones in because I've got twins.
Yeah,
I had to give the one I had to one of them, and of course because the other twin,
you had to go buy.
But it wasn't because I didn't give it to them when they asked me. It was when I thought they were old enough.
Yeah,
to use them.
And then also, what type of control do you guys put around the internet? Because I think another explosion into the 21st century is wireless. You know, when the internet first came, it was something that could still be controlled, because if you had a pay-as-you-go phone, it didn't go on the internet, or if it did, then you'd have to pay the extra so you could control it. But nowadays, I've been at home before, and a friend's child walked into the house and was like, "Auntie, what's your wireless pin?" I'm like, "Sorry, what's your wireless key?"
That's an ingredient when you go to somebody's house.
Is it?
As soon as you walk in, what's your wireless? Yeah.
Yeah, just even for the mobile, for the smartphones and everything.
And my mum, and I remember I looked at my friend's child. I was like, "What do you want my wireless key for?" And my daughter was like, "Mommy, it doesn't cost you anything extra." But but then it stopped and made me think. And then what I actually done to my kids was they had the pin and the wireless key, and this wireless key. Till now, I don't know it off head, but my kids know it off head.
They
so
know,
now
yeah, they
I
would.
can sit down and I might get a new phone or get a tablet or something, or somebody comes and I'll be like, "Kids, what's the key?" And they'll just.
Yeah. I tell you, the advantage of kids nowadays and technology is they can do things for you. Like you get a new phone. I just want to get a new phone, switch it on, and it works.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go through reading the manual and all that stuff.
Configurations.
So, exactly. So this is where my kids come in. I get a new phone. I give it to one of them. They sort it out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas if that was me, I'll still be reading the manual in an hour.
That leads on to, if you don't know how the phone works per se, how do you police?
How do you police their phone?
Phones, yeah, that's
It gets
true.
more-
No, yes, Wale, you are 100% right there, because that is so true. If you don't know what you're doing with,
And
you're
if
so,
they know that you don't know,
oh my god, it's even like on the computer. Sometimes I'll be doing something on the computer, and my daughter will come. "No, mommy, don't do it like that." "Excuse me, who brought it? I brought it before you were born." But the fact is that they do know so much, and I think there are positives to the internet, because one of the positives for me is something like Skype, or even something like on the phone where we have Tango, Viper, and no, not Viper, but Tango, let's say Skype. And I know that because I grew up here, my grandparents were in the village. I never ever met them. But now, regardless of where anybody is in the world, they're
you can-
just
yeah.
a click
Yeah,
away.
yeah, click away.
So that is a very good advantage, because you can always stay. In short, you have no excuse not to be in contact with people anymore.
Well, you can put, if you want to control, you can. My wife's very good at that, actually. You can put a lot of parental controls on these gadgets.
I need to learn more
Yeah.
about.
For example, with the twins, we've got this gadget on each of their laptops that cuts them off the internet at 8:30.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it cuts them off
Wow.
at 8:30,
Okay.
and they can't go back on it until the next day.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, so that's
Can it-
one
does that,
parental.
does that
There are
happen on
loads of it.
mobile phones as well?
Don't
not-
don't be too reliant on those sort of things, because the kids know more about how to get around them.
There's always ways it is.
Well, my two haven't yet.
But yeah,
Do you know what? You also need to be careful, because you won't know when they have. You won't know when they have found a way
But
around
the
it.
reason I know about this is because the other day I tried to get onto one of their computers. I think it was about 9:30, and I tried it the first time, the second time, the third time. It wasn't going through, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with this laptop? It's not working, And then Mom whispered to me that it's got some controls on, and I went, really? So I said, why? And she said, it cuts off at 8:30, and I looked at the time, and I thought, okay, it's an hour out,
Yeah, so
And I thought, no wonder.
but I'm sitting here thinking, what is a way around that? And wouldn't a way around that be your hotspot on your?
they're loads.
Yeah, there are ways
They will
around
find a
it.
way in the
Yeah.
end. If it-
Kenny's in shock.
Even if it means just learning your password, and that's another thing kids do,
What is that?
learning your password.
Only the password, even the swipe one. The day my kids told me the pattern that I had on my phone, how do you know? We saw you doing it.
Yeah, they look away when you're doing it, but they crammed it.
They look away after they found it. they look. No. But I think, it's not just negative. It's positive as well, because when you look at it, stuff like, come off it. I remember when we were on holidays during the school holidays, sometimes TV never started till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
I remember 3 TV channels. It was BBC 1, 2, and ITV.
There weren't even 4, was there?
No, and BBC 2 ended around. No, it started around 4 o'clock.
You used to turn it on before 4 o'clock, and you used to get those lines, and the television just going. Duh. But now it's positive, but it's also negative.
Yeah, I mean, it's, in terms of television,
Yeah.
I work in television. I find that there's so many channels to watch, so many
It's too
programs.
much.
Yeah, but they don't watch. The kids of nowadays don't watch TV anymore. They don't watch telly anymore. They're either
know
on an
why?
iPad, an iPhone,
Yeah.
or they're talking on the phone. They don't literally sit down and watch a program anymore.
Are you a sci-fi fan? Do you know about sci-fi?
No, I do watch some science
Star
fiction.
Trek. Have you heard-
I'm not really into Star Trek. I have what Dark Vader. Is it Dark Vader or whatever his name is?
There are a set of baddies called the Borg.
Yeah.
Right, on Star Trek.
Yeah.
And these are people who they're all connected together via an interconnection.
Yeah.
The kids are like that. They have to be connected.
The kids are.
Yeah.
to the internet.
Yeah.
And that's why somebody comes to your house and asks for the Wi-Fi. Now.
So that they
You can't
stay in
bear-
touch.
You can't bear to be away from
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But come on, guys, let's be a bit realistic. Let's move away from the kids. We as adults, where are they learning it from?
Yeah, yeah.
Because where are these kids learning it from? Because I remember once I went to work without my phone. The day was just not normal.
That was
My
one-
mind
yeah.
was on my phone. You would have thought
How
that
many
my
times it
phone
would
was
have
my
rung?
boyfriend or who's tried
Who's
to
tried to
call
get me?
what's happening on Facebook, wonder what's happening on Twitter. My finger was itching me. I was at the office.
That happened
I
to
was
me once.
blocked.
As soon as I walked through the door, it was straight to where the phone.
So when you think of it,
Personally, I've trained myself not to do that anymore.
do you know what? Like, do you know what? Well, I actually believe you because I see you less on Facebook now.
Not just Facebook. I have an aversion to telephones anyway because I used to be on call 24/7. So, you know.
Oh, so that's
So
why
you've been
never-
weaned. You've been weaned
Oh,
off
so
it. You've
that's
got an
why you
excuse.
don't pick up your calls.
A very good piece of advice I gave to my younger brother when he was growing up, and another youngster was, you control the phone doesn't
Control you.
Like, the fact that somebody's calling you at 1 o'clock at night because they have the time and you've been at work all day doesn't mean you have to answer the phone.
That is
True.
very true.
True.
But don't you ever feel guilty when someone calls
Oh,
you and you
no.
don't pick it up?
You don't feel guilty. Why should you feel guilty?
They're calling you. You're not calling
It's
them.
your time.
Oh, that's true.
You need to be in control of your time.
I'm
And you
mad.
should. I mean, who's going to be calling you at 11 o'clock, 12?
Well, nobody. Who's calling you at 1 in the morning?
But people do. People
I never get no calls at 1 in the morning.
do. You know, somebody, you might have called somebody in the daytime. They're not.
So they call you back at 1 in the morning.
Because they're free at 1, you know, and it's just not convenient.
I remember once, and I think, do you know what? And I don't know whether it's about how life is now. A lot of people seem to suffer from insomnia. They don't really
Can't
sleep. And there was one day I'll never forget. I couldn't sleep. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I put this message on Facebook. Can't sleep, want to sleep, and everybody
Everybody
couldn't
was up.
sleep. And I just think, and you know, I think another thing about the 21st century at the moment is the work patterns have really changed. I think finances for a lot of people are not as easy as it was for us in the 90s, in the 80s and in the 90s. And I think it was easy for us to get jobs. It was much easier. It was, we had an easy flow. There was an easy flow of finances. You could do things like get a loan so easily. You
still
could get
do.
but it's harder nowadays. And yes, you can still do, but there are responsibilities attached to doing it because the APIs are so much higher nowadays. So, you know, I just think there is a big shift. Would I love to go back to the 90s? Yes, I would. Wouldn't you know, Kenny?
Well, I would. I wouldn't have to worry the way I worry now. You know when you're growing up and you're under your parents and
Yeah.
you were free, you could do whatever you wanted to some extent. But
We
you
still weren't happy in those days, though, were we?
Well, if you were restricted, obviously you wouldn't be happy. But
Yeah, I couldn't wait to become an adult. We were so restricted.
well, you have to be restricted because your parents want you to, they want to keep you safe.
Oh, we were
so they
locked
put
up.
restrictions down.
No, ours were tough. We were locked up. ours was much worse than
I
that.
remember because I was a spokesperson for my family when we were growing up.
Yeah.
On a Saturday evening when we wanted to go to a party,
Yeah.
we put on our best behavior during the day, and then when it comes to about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, then I go and stand in front of my dad and go, I just wanted to tell you that we have a party to go to this evening, and I turn around and run away quickly before he says yes or no.
How old were you then?
Well, that was when I was about 14, 15. But you had to take permission from him.
Well, you hadn't taken permission. You just told him.
Well, but it was a way of telling you. But it was a way of telling you that you were going out.
Yeah.
But with my dad, what you had to do, you had to tell him. At least you told him, and then you run away quickly before he has a chance to churn it in his head.
Oh, so
Don't
he wouldn't say
reply.
yes or no?
I don't wait to find out if he says yes or no. All I know is I've told him.
That was nice.
The funny thing is, I'm sure he knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Oh, he was most probably expecting it.
So
Yeah.
he let-
He just sweeps
so-
the floor.
and then
Yeah,
you go, and
yeah.
then you can come back here. Where is the party? What time are you supposed to be back? And I go, well, we'll be back about 7, 8. You're not going beyond 8 hours. We won't be going. And my
Was
dad
this in
would be-
Nigeria?
Yeah.
Was this in Nigeria?
Yeah,
Wow.
he'd be waiting at the gate at 8
Very
o'clock.
lenient parents.
No, he had very lenient parents because I can tell you now that I cannot remember ever saying to my parents we're going to a party. You just didn't go
I
there.
mean, I could say that, but I'd need to book it like a week in advance.
Oh God, we never had that option. Forget it.
I know. Well, I told him, but you have to summon a lot of courage.
And then, don't you see, when you look back now, don't you see the difference in the way our kids talk to us and
They're
interact?
much freer.
Yeah, they interact with us. Now, would you say there are positives attached to that?
Yes, in a sense, especially if you've got girls,
Yeah.
you want to know what's happening. You want them to come to you. You want them to talk to you,
Yeah.
especially if they're going through problems.
Yeah.
But if you create that barrier, they won't talk to you. They'll talk to somebody outside.
And the wrong person
Or
sometimes.
talk to the wrong person outside who will give them the wrong advice. They will end up doing it,
Yeah.
and you end up picking up the bill.
Yeah.
So
Wait, Kenny, which bill are you picking up?
the bill of whatever it's whatever went wrong.
Look at Ken. You know what? You can see that Kenny is a money man. One of those men. Don't worry, I'll pay for it.
you end up picking up the mess or mending
Yeah.
the mess, So it's much better if you I with my kids, I always tell them I've been there, done it, bought the t-shirt. I'm always 2-3 steps ahead of you. So
Yeah.
before you started, I've finished it. So you better tell me now what is going on in your head or what you're intending to do. And if there's a way that we can go around it, we'll go around it. So that way you create like an open door that they can come to you.
They need to have that open door.
Yeah. We didn't have that when we were growing up.
Nope.
It was either do it my way or no way.
Hit the highway.
Or hit the highway.
The highway was the cane.
You had to think. You had to, if you were going to speak to your parents, you had to churn it in your head over and over and over again. To get it out as quickly and as positively as possible.
But then, like you are saying, I could remember that I grew up in a very, very, very strict household. So, but just as you're saying, the last thing I would, my father's rules were, you're a child, your role in life is to read, to prepare you for the future.
Exactly.
So friends don't come into it. But then, like you're saying, for us, I could never go to my parents and say, can we go and visit this friend? Or I have this issue, or I had that issue. I would look for friends that I feel comfortable talking to. I wouldn't even go to an aunt because I know that aunt will finally go to the parents and then it will be a different issue. So what you're saying, I understand that really, really clearly.
How did
Go.
it impact you? Because a lot of kids have that same problem now. Where
How it
parents are
impacted me, I think what happened to me was that I was a very troublesome child. I'm not going to deny that. I was a. Even with all that holding down, and when I say I think very few people got the type of holding down myself and my sister got, because we were just two girls, and my father was a disciplinarian, full stop. So I think for me, unfortunately, do I say unfortunately or fortunately, I had a very strong spirit, and it's very hard to break my spirit. So I just continued with it and dealt with the beatings and whatever was in my head. I'm the type of person that things go over my head rather than stay there, so I don't ponder on things. And it's like, if I can't deal with that now, right, let me move on and find something else to deal with. And then when I came to the UK, by this time I was already a journalist in Nigeria, and my father's plan for me was to continue in journalism, but I got drawn towards kids, and it led to me being a social worker. And I think then I must have had a lot of issues going on in my mind, but working within social work helped me deal with those issues. And, you know, going on to do psychology, I've done counselling courses, I've done everything, and it just helped me cope with myself. But then, saying that, I still have loads of people around me that still struggle to come out of, you know, that mindset. And, I see some parents around me that are like, they don't know the importance of forming that bond with their child. Does that make sense?
Yes, but if I was any of those parents, I would really take a wake-up call, because you don't want to lose your kids. You don't want to lose. You need to get to the bottom of whatever is troubling or worrying them. And the only way you can do that is to be open
and talk
and draw them to you.
And I think there's a major importance of allowing your kids to be themselves.
And make their own mistakes.
That is it.
Learn unless you make a mistake.
Is there anybody in this world that
who
does
hasn't
not
made
make
a mistake?
But isn't it, you just pray?
We keep making it. Maybe like this.
I ain't making no more. I wish. I wish. No. But if we look outside kids, because it's amazing that as parents, and I think as parents, the most important thing for us will be around the kids, isn't it? But outside the kids, do you guys see anything else that has changed with...
Let me just give you a story.
Yeah.
Going to the US once, I went for somebody's wedding, and a group of us went for a dinner afterwards. And we got to the dinner, this was around the Blackberry time. We got to the dinner, we all sat around the table, and nobody was talking to each other, but they were communicating. The Blackberries, So some of this technology, people have lost the art of talking to each other.
Yeah.
Communicate through technology.
Yeah.
And I think we need to try and move away from that. Don't let it control your life. Give it 50% maybe, but you have to have a life.
To start talking. It's even in the workplaces, when you think of it. There was a time that you needed to talk to somebody at work, you'll pick up the phone, because there was no such thing as an email. But now, technology has brought people so much closer to you that I need to send you an email. Send it, you got it. And we might be talking for 1 year and never ever see or talk.
The big problem with that is, you send the email, in your mind, I've spoken to that person.
Yeah.
That person's got a million emails, hasn't had time to read it or understand
Exactly.
it,
Yeah.
And then you get disappointed or angry that they haven't done what you said they should do, or they haven't.
Yeah.
So sending an email is not communication; it's just one way. Communication is bi-directional.
I'll tell you what, though, when you work in IT, everything is email. I even get sick and tired of writing emails. But, they could sneeze and send an email. But wait, guys, let's do this competition. Come on. Let's see who has won these tickets. Now, as whoever is my friend on Facebook, knows that we're doing this competition for... Hold on, sorry, we've got a phone call coming in. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Hi, who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Tokumbo.
Tokumbo, please. Sorry, darling. I'm going to ask you to turn down your laptop or your computer. Is that okay? Sorry?
Yes, that's okay. I'll do that now.
Oh, thank you. I can't. That is perfect. Hi, Tokumbo. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good, darling. I'm good. Yeah, go on.
Yes, my question is that when Wale Kafo is talking, we can't seem to hear him.
Oh, Wale, can you talk
So
a
he
bit
needs to speak a
louder?
little bit louder.
Thank you so much for that, Tokes. And I must say, I did tell him before the show started. Tokes.
I'm a bushman.
No, he's not a bushman. He's just softly spoken. Thank you so much for that, Tokes.
Can you hear me though?
Can you hear Kenny?
I can, very loud.
Oh, you said it before we went on air.
Okay.
Thank you so
I will
much for that,
tone it
Tokes.
down.
Thank you so much. Right, you tone it down, you loud
And
it
you
up.
bring it up.
Speak for me.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you so much, Tokes. Thanks. Well, hopefully, as most people know, well, a lot of people do know because I've got some tickets. I've got some names in the hat. Yes, we ran a competition on who would win. Sorry, what am I saying now? Won a competition to win 2 tickets to the Marvin Records concerts. What we all know, Don Jazzy, Tiwa Savage, and a lot of the other crew who are with Marvin Records. So I asked a question, and my question was, how many states are there in Nigeria? When I actually wrote that, I thought it was 19.
We've got.
But I realised that was when I left in the 90s.
We've got Midwestern state. We've got Western state.
Sorry, got another call coming in. Hi, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, can I speak to Retty Susie, please?
Yes, Retty Susie here. I prefer to call myself Susie Rettiola. Yeah, go on, darling.
I need to speak on the show.
Yes, you are now live, darling. Speak away.
Okay, it's about the show that is going on straight away now.
Yeah, we're talking about comparing the 20th century, well, the 90s, 80s, to the 21st century. What do you have to say on that?
Yes, to start with, hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Susie.
Hello.
Hi, Cass.
Say hello.
Hi.
And hi, Kenny.
Hello.
Hello.
Ah, yeah, we're
Hello,
here.
this
We can
is
hear you
Ola.
loud and clear.
Who are we talking to?
Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Ola.
I thought, yeah. Ola.
Okay. Hi, Ola.
How you doing?
Do you know who you guys are talking to?
No.
Ola Akane. Yeah.
No, Lily.
I like that.
No, Lily.
No, Lily. Okay, carry go.
I cannot miss a day like today. I will not miss a day like today.
I got the right boys, didn't I?
Okay, to start with, I can't seem to hear Cass properly.
Yeah,
I think Cass is a little bit not speaking loud.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
And then secondly, to say the 21st century is quite a lot of things, to be honest with you. And the 2 men are doing so very well. They're trying to explain it to us. But I would like Kaf, like the last I was saying, that Kaf should speak up a little bit.
Louder, yeah,
so
no
we
problem,
can hear
yeah.
him louder, yeah, so we can hear him more. Yes, the things going around now is, I think parents are more to be blamed in most cases, you understand?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen anything changing. When we were growing, these days, parents seem to take too much pride in what they're making, the money, the jobs and everything, forgetting that there are kids at home to be looked after. You see, if you go out and work 24/7 and you leave the kids at home, how do you expect them? Yes, they spend time in school, but when they come to spend time at home with you as well, it can change a lot of things.
Yeah.
When was the last time parents will sit on the dining table and eat with kids and ask questions? Everybody wants to eat in their bedroom, in their, yes, technology and so on and so forth. But parents as well, we have a lot to shape up to.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
When God put Eve in the Garden of Eden. He didn't ask us to work 24/7 and ride the best of cars. Yeah. All he wants us to do is bring children to the world and look after them properly, so that when they grow up as well, they can pass the same thing on to their children. Yes, don't mind me. But what I'm saying basically is, you see, it's not how much work you do or how much money is in your account that makes a successful person. It's what you make out of your children that makes you successful. If you make beautiful kids, then you're successful. If you have so much money, so much cars parked outside, and you have no such beautiful kids, then you are not successful. Do you understand? That's the way I look at success. But if we go out there and work and work and work and work and neglect them, then they will learn so many things from out there and from technology.
Yeah, with the way the world is now. Yeah.
We need to make time to speak to them. We need to make time to sit down with them. We need to bring things back to the way it used to be. Like when there's dinner being served, everybody is on the table eating. Oh, hi babes, how was school today? What was happening today? You know what is actually wrong with them by even looking. When my mom looks into your eyes, she knows what you've passed through that day.
Yeah.
But now people just come in and say, hi mom, hi dad. You don't even, oh, hello, I've got to go. I'm in a rush. You're gone. So if you're not there to look up to them, definitely they will go and talk to somebody outside. Hi, Kat. Hi, hello, Lele.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
You're very right, Ola. I'm moving on. Well, expanding on what Ola said. I always make it a point of duty when my kids come back from school. As soon as they come in and say, "Hello, Dad, how are you?" The first thing I go is, "Hello, how are you? How was school?" That opens the conversation up.
Yeah.
So sometimes, even before I open my mouth, they go, "I know what you're going to ask me next. Well, how was school?" And then they go on and on and on. And that way you feel that you've actually
achieved.
No, not apart from achieving something, you feel that you know what they've done for the day.
Yeah.
You know, and they know, and you know, they feel proud to say that in school today I did this, I did that, I did that. Okay, I'm guilty in a bit of a way that we don't all the time sit on the dining table to eat, but sometimes we sit around the sofa in front of the TV and eat and talk and all that stuff. But it's a good point. We, as parents, we need to sit down with our kids and interact with them, not leave them to their own devices.
No.
Don't give them all the iPad, you know, just keep them quiet. Give them the iPad to
control.
You know,
those devices.
You need to create other things. Take them on outings. Go and watch a film. Go, you know, even when you want to go to a party, go with them. You know, you just make sure that you're actively taking part in your child's life growing up. You know. So good point. Oh, well done.
Thank you so much, Ola. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Guys, should we quickly do this competition so we don't... What I'm going to do, I'll get Wale to pick first. Oh,
sorry, did you say Wale?
No, I said Wale. Didn't you hear me? Didn't you hear me say Wale? Okay.
Are you speaking up?
Wait, hold on. So the question was, how many states are there in Nigeria?
Well, initially there were 12, weren't they?
I remember when they were 9.
Right, Kenny. Wale. How many states are there in Nigeria now?
30 something? 30, 36?
36, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, you didn't go in for the competition, did you? Because
you never know.
That's true. Actually, I do because I wrote the names on the piece of paper. We go, Wale, you choose first.
Right, who's the lucky person?
Who is the lucky person?
I've got the lucky ticket here.
Yep. Wait, let me give Kenny first, and you take one.
Mini, money, mo. I hope it's me. Okay, I've got one.
Okay. So if you guys read out the names you have. What?
All right, it's Lewigin, Angela.
Wow, Angela. So Angela, you have won one of the tickets for the Marvel Records concerts, and RB. It is Marvin. No, it's the Marvin.
It's Maven.
Maven, is it? Sorry. Sorry. Anybody that knows me should be used to that. For the Maven concert. Congrats for that, and I shall be in touch with you. Kenny, and who have you got?
And I've got me, actually.
What? I didn't write your name.
No, only joking. I've got Ojomu Adesheyi. Ojomu Adesheyi.
Congrats, Ajomu Adesheyi, and
yeah.
I shall be in touch. And I'm sure Akinolu will get your tickets to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for these guys. I need to hold on to these and make sure I don't lose them, yeah? But yes, do you know what? That was really nice for Ola to phone in, bless her, because there is also a role for parents to play. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to focus this question at Wale this time to give him a chance to speak louder.
And I'll keep quiet.
Clear the throat, clear the throat. But I know Kenny's already added to it. But I'm thinking, apart from kids' parents, telephones, emails, what else is there about the 20th century that is so different from the 70s, 80s and 90s?
Well, I think we need to think about what's the future going to hold, the near future.
That is scary.
Yeah, very scary. There's talk now of putting computer chips in fridges, in cookers, connecting, rather than using a telephone, you connect with a chip in your brain. You know, you've got Google.
Wait, hold on, they're chipping the brain as well.
Yeah, so you don't.
I remember they were talking about chipping the hand at one point.
Part of your body.
And they're chipping dogs anyway.
Yeah. So the future's even more scary than it is now. You know, you can imagine us all connected to each other, and you can gather any information you want 24/7 at any time.
And when you say that, that reminds me of how important it is for us to teach our kids. Because, like you were saying, our kids, a lot of our kids know a lot more about something like the internet than we do. But there's also, we have a duty to go and find out information so that we have this information for them so that they can use it carefully. Yeah. And a lot one of the things I know that has been in the news lately is around kids and sex, and the way a lot of kids, and they said actually in the news that it's mainly girls that are taking pictures of their private parts and sending it to other kids, yes. And after they do things like that, then it goes to another kid gets it. And they're talking about kids as young as 10, 11 years old. And what they're doing is they send it to other kids. It goes on the internet. A lot of things that are said, it could be a Facebook status, it could be a Twitter status. Once you say it, it goes on the internet and it's there for life. And so I think there is a great importance for parents to teach their kids about what they do and what negative effect it could have on them.
Yeah, you're very right, and I think it's most of it's to do with social media and what they see on TV and all that stuff. You know, it overexposes them, and they think that because they see other people doing it, you know, and the parents are not there to check them to not do it anyway.
Yeah,
they go ahead and do it. The other day, I was dropping off the kids at school, and there were these two. This boy and this girl going to school very early in the morning. Yeah, they were not just about that, and the way they were cuddling and smooching and
kissing
on the public highway going to school. It was like I should just get out of the car and shake them and say, "You're going to school early in the morning. You shouldn't be doing this." Now we dare not do that when we were growing up. You know, it's because they see it on TV. You know,
but you know what? Saying that, I could remember last year summer. Or was it this year? I had a status up on Facebook because I saw that happen along the street, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe what I just saw in their school uniform." But there were some adults that actually replied on my thread, "Susie, what's your business? It's to do with the times." What? Wally, what do you think? Do you think it's to do with the times we're in? Louder.
It is to do with the times, but that doesn't mean we have to accept it.
Exactly.
Thank you. I like what I really like what you've just said.
And I like what one of my twins said that morning. She said, "How can their parents allow that?"
Their parents don't allow it. Their parents think that they've left to go to school early, so they think, "Come off it. Your child comes to you, Dad, I need to get to school early. Aren't you happy that your child is focused on school?" But little do you know,
they're doing something else.
But that leads into the sense of community that we've lost as well.
Thank you. Exactly.
Because if in the old days, if you'd done that, somebody would see you
and report you.
Yeah.
So
In fact, you wouldn't even do it because you know somebody's watching you.
I don't think we have the nosy neighbours anymore. I don't know when last I heard of someone having a nosy neighbour. Because usually, you know, you used to have these neighbours.
Yeah, but there are all these laws nowadays, you know, about, you know, that prevent you from doing so many things.
Got snooping on people.
Yeah,
No, but it doesn't stop you from being nosy. I remember.
but you don't want to get into trouble.
No, but you won't, because I remember when we were growing up, we used to have this old lady living next door to us, right? And I promise you, we used to be careful from the time we left our house to the time we got to the bottom of the road, because we knew that she was watching. And we used to see, this was here in London, and she used to, like, when my mom comes from work, "Hi, Victoria. Oh, I saw Susie, or I saw Stella. They were with 3 boys. They were with 2 girls." She was just like in our business, and there was no way we could be rude to her, because she'll be like, "They were rude to me the other day."
And you get more into trouble.
So, you know, in that sense, I think we've lost that. I think Britain has become a very conservative country, as in everybody minds their business.
Yeah.
Which I think years ago, when I was growing up as a child in Britain, people weren't minding their business as much as they mind their business now.
Yeah, but you can tell, well, saying that, you can tell the difference between children children of today, especially of Nigerian parentage, who are growing up in a very staunch Christian family upbringing. You can tell the difference between, or Muslim, you can tell the difference between them and the wayward ones.
Yeah, the ones.
You can just tell, because the wayward ones are the ones who don't care, just do whatever they want.
Bothered.
While the ones who know right from wrong would just stand and look and shake their heads and say, "My parents wouldn't allow that." But, you know, they can't say it out.
Do you know what?
Because of peer pressure.
Yeah, but you know what? Saying that now, Kenny, to tell you the honest truth, because even sometimes what gets to me is with this 21st century reality TV, they're showing naughty kids on TV. You've got 16 and pregnant. You've got the naughty kids they're showing on TV. And I've sat down with my kids and watched one of these programs and seen a child turn around to his mother and say, "Shut up." And my daughter looked at me and went, "Mom, I couldn't do that."
I've seen lots of
But
programs
they are
like
being
that.
exposed to all this because of stuff like
And
reality.
there are the laws. What I said about the laws earlier, about child
have-
abuse.
We have less than 3 minutes left. I told you time flies when we're here. Go on. Yeah, go on.
I'm talking about child abuse and child line. If you beat your child, the child knows the number to call, pick it up. The authorities are there.
Takes away the power from a lot of parents.
Exactly.
Even though it's there to protect them.
Exactly.
Has anyone sat them down and said, "This is Childline. We're now in the 21st century. Things have changed. This is there to protect you." But also, it doesn't mean that your parents are no longer allowed to discipline you. Those type. But I'll tell you what, guys. We have just under 2.5 minutes left. Guys, just say something each. Wale, loud and clear, what do you think about comparing the 20th, part of the 20th century that we know, to the 21st now?
I'm positive. I think it's been a good thing. I'm positive about the future. I just think we all need to just embrace it, but also be vigilant and protect our children going forward.
Very important. Thank you for that.
I
Jenny?
think we should just keep on doing what we're doing right.
Yeah.
Keep on looking after our kids the way we know best, and make sure that they fall into no evil, and the Lord will take control, and just put everything in God's hands. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we can only keep on hoping.
Yeah.
We can only keep on trying our best. And I think that it's very important that for us, we've already kind of, in a sense, we've lived our childhood. And our role now is to prepare our kids' childhood. And I think it's very important for parents to go and seek information, things that they're not sure about. Even in life, even in our own lives, we need to go and we need to seek information, because there's a lot of evolving going on. There's a lot of changes being made, and we kind of lose it along the way. But do you know what? You guys, I have had a lovely evening with you guys. Isn't it nice to have two handsome guys? I always do, but these are two different handsome guys. Two that I know, bless them. I'm going to say thank you to your partners for releasing you to me. Thank you, ladies. Go on.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, I hope you'll be here with us next week. Next week, we're doing the part 2 to the show that we done on sickle cell. So hope to see you there. Competition winners, I'll be back to you. Thank you so much and have a lovely week.
Badu Magazine, Africa's #1 magazine with the best entertainment in the UK. Essential information on business opportunities, latest happening in the entertainment scenes, student parties, house of worship conferences, and much more. For advert placement and business listings, we are equally your #1. Get your copy now at our website at badumagazine.com and various outlets in and around Nigeria, UK, USA, and Canada.
Go and grab your copy now. Bedu ni hello. Bedu magazine. Bedu ni hello.
It's okay to lose control. Body's driving me wild. Thinking I just want to show you the time of your life. Whoa, yeah. Don't hold it back. I'm gonna see you sweating. The club is packed and we gon' party like this is our last time. This is our first time and we don't want it to end. We do this the night away. We will dance the night away.